History remembers Adolf Hitler as one of the most brutal dictators the world has ever seen. But behind the monstrous image, was there ever a man who loved, who was part of a family? Today, we dive into the forbidden story of Hitler's love life, his family, and the hidden sides of a man the world has tried to forget. All right, when we hear the name Adolf Hitler, we instantly think about World War II, cruelty, and destruction. But few people know. He also had deep emotional attachments, a family he cared for, and traits that, surprisingly, many would label as good, at least outside the battlefield. So let's peel back the layers. Let's explore the hidden side of history. Born on April 20th, 1889, in a small Austrian town called Braunau am Inn, Hitler was the fourth of 6 children born to Alois Hitler and Clara Polzel. Now here's something interesting. Hitler adored his mother. Clara was the center of his world. In fact, when she died of breast cancer when Hitler was just 18, friends said it devastated him beyond words. Some even claimed that this heartbreak shaped much of his dark view on life. His father, Alois, on the other hand, was strict, domineering, and often clashed with young Adolf, especially about his future. Hitler wanted to be an artist, but Alois had other plans, pushing him toward a career in civil service. Ironically, that early suppression of his dreams led Hitler down a very different and terrifying path. Here's a side of Hitler history rarely talks about. He desperately wanted to become a painter. He even applied to the Academy of Fine Arts in Vienna, not once but twice, and got rejected both times. Some of his paintings still exist today, mostly watercolors of landscapes and architecture. They're not exactly masterpieces, but they show a softer, very human side, a young man who dreamed of beauty, not war. Crazy to think how different the world might have been if he had just been accepted, right? Now onto the secret love story. In the early 1930s, Adolf Hitler met Eva Braun, a young woman who worked as an assistant to his personal photographer, Heinrich Hoffmann. Eva was just 17 when they met. Hitler was already in his 40s. Their relationship remained a secret from the public for years. Hitler wanted to maintain his image as the father of the German nation, married only to Germany itself. But behind closed doors, he and Eva shared a surprisingly normal relationship. They watched movies together, had tea in the afternoons, and went on countryside walks. Eva loved photography, fashion, and, dogs. And guess what? Hitler loved dogs too, especially his beloved German shepherd named Blondie. That's like one of the softer traits that's often overlooked. Eva even attempted suicide twice during their relationship, desperate for more attention from Hitler. Yet despite the emotional distance, he kept her close. In the final days of the war, deep in the Berlin bunker, Hitler and Eva finally married, just one day before they both died by suicide. It's haunting, a love story trapped in the collapse of a monstrous empire. Now this part is kind of tricky, because honestly, good and Hitler in the same sentence just feels wrong. But if we're talking purely about human qualities, yes, there were some. He was extremely disciplined. He was a vegetarian for most of his life, and that was motivated by both health reasons and, weirdly enough, empathy towards animals. He also had a deep love for dogs, especially his German shepherds. He valued loyalty really highly, both from those around him and, what he gave in return. He was known to be very charismatic in private settings, often charming the people he needed to. Again, it's so important to separate traits from actions. His personal qualities definitely do not excuse the horror he unleashed on the world. But they help us understand that evil can sometimes wear the mask of the ordinary, and that's honestly even scarier. Hitler was, surprisingly, shy around women. There are stories of him being awkward or even nervous when he was speaking to ladies he admired. He definitely admired feminine beauty, but he hated the idea of strong women taking political roles. His ideal woman? Well, someone loyal, quiet, supportive, and pure, and those were standards that Eva Braun fit perfectly. He had complicated relationships with other women too, some ending, tragically. At least 2 women connected to Hitler attempted or committed suicide because of the emotional chaos surrounding him. Love, for Hitler, was something he craved but just couldn't manage healthily. In April 1945, the Red Army closed in on Berlin. Inside the dark, suffocating Führerbunker, Hitler and Eva Braun decided to tie the knot. It was a simple ceremony, witnessed by just a few loyalists. Within 40 hours, they ended their lives. Hitler with a bullet, Eva with poison. Their bodies were burned outside the bunker, following Hitler's orders. A tragic, haunting end. Two lovers trapped by the weight of history, isolated, destroyed. So was Hitler just the monster we all know? Or was he also a man twisted by personal pain, lost dreams, and dangerous obsessions? At the end of the day, history teaches us something, well, honestly, pretty terrifying. Monsters are not born. They are made. Through heartbreak, through hatred, through a million small decisions that spiral into something far, far bigger than one man. Thanks for sticking with me through this chilling journey. If you found this video thought-provoking, go ahead and hit that like button. Share your thoughts in the comments, and of course, subscribe for more deep dives into history's darkest corners. Until next time, stay curious, stay questioning.